6 a.m. Dozens of heavily armed terrorists arrived from Gaza. They crossed the fence in different ways, some from the air and some with vehicles and motorcycles. First, they arrived to a huge festival in Be'eri. Hundreds of people were there. They started spraying all over with automatic rifles. In the vehicles, they had extra ammo, bullets, and grenades so they could refill their magazines and keep shooting non-stop. Some managed to hide in the woods and kept silent for more than 14 hours until found. Others were found when hiding and got shot. Others were shot to death while trying to escape. Others were simply kidnapped. Sorry for saying simply, but when you are armed, it's not complicated to take an unarmed civilian. There are horrifying testimonies and videos from those hours in the party. Like I said earlier, no official message was communicated during the horrors, which led to a terrible situation, which mothers, watching their children taken away in videos, friends, watching their friends, murdered in uncensored videos, or even worse, I won't go to details here. All delivered in Telegram, WhatsApp channels, etc. My advice is that those footages are better to avoid for the health of your soul. I can't imagine what went through the families who did watch. One testimony was that the attackers found an area which supposed to be a safe zone from rockets and threw a grenade inside. After invading, another group of terrorists went to military bases like Gaza headquarters. Gaza headquarters is an IDF military base which is located near the border with Gaza Strip. And inside, there are soldiers and officers from the intelligence, watchers, orchestrators, on-call fighters, etc. This place is supposed to handle the first respond to any suspicious behavior near the fence and, of course, inform the IDF Air Force, who should be anywhere not later than just few minutes. Back to the act. The group of terrorists who went to Gaza headquarters have managed to capture the whole base. They killed everybody inside. Just imagine, Saturday early morning, small amount of soldiers are awake in the war rooms, but most of the others are asleep. The terrorists were facing a very low resistance, if any. Once they had the headquarters, it allowed more traffic near the fence, in and out. For quite some time, we were somewhat blind. For graphic descriptions, you don't need me. It's running non-stop through Telegram and WhatsApp groups, but let's just say that the brutality was way above anything we saw lately. Not only in Israel, but in the whole world. And yes, also here they took soldiers to Gaza, dead or alive. It's still unclear. Other than Gaza headquarters, they invaded few more military bases and killed everything that stood in their way. Act number 3. Other forces of heavily armed terrorists invaded cities that are near the border. They went from home to home, butchered women, children, men, simply everything. By that point, the traffic in the border was so big that Gaza citizens were being watched, coming in sandals, not even dressed as a fighter, and kidnapping civilians back to Gaza. I will assume you already saw terrible pictures here too. The brutality reminds me of ISIS acts 7 years back. One of the saddest facts is that people were actually holding doors, trying to prevent terrorists from getting inside their homes while they are being fired at, and while the rest of the family is hiding. One of my friends from summer camp is living in such city. He managed to hold his shielded door and prevented the entry of terrorists to his home, while his wife and 2-year-old son is crying behind him. He managed to text me, "Pray for me." They survived it eventually, God forbid, but others did not. Although IDF forces are already there from yesterday, some terrorists are still hiding in these cities, fighting back, trying to cause more damage. To sum up, right now there are reports of 1,800 murdered, 130 kidnapped, kids, women, grandmas, and 2,000 injured. My friends got drafted, my dad got drafted, most of the people I know got drafted. As a major in the IDF Reserves, I can tell you that these times are very complicated. This attack hits the most sensitive sentiments of the Jewish people. Never since the Holocaust did we see innocent civilians being butchered, burned, and their bodies destroyed. Did we know less successful wars? Yes, but this is not the same here, killing civilians for the fact that they are Jewish in their homes. Guys, it brings us back in time. It brings me back to 2014, when I was a captain in the IDF, and I took part in an Israeli delegation to Poland. We said, back then, never again. And here we are. I feel responsible to give you the picture as it is. And do believe we will finish this, whatever it takes.